It was a summer's day in Øygarden. I was standing on Lisle Lyngøy, a small, pristine-looking island off the west coast of Norway. The kind of place that smells like seaweed and salt, and where the silence is broken only by the sound of waves and seabirds. But that day, the grass cracked beneath my feet. It wasn't twigs, it wasn't dry moss, it was plastics. Layer upon layer of plastic, buried in the soil, in the ponds of the back shore, and in the shoreline vegetation. I froze, not because I was surprised to see plastics in nature. I'm a scientist, I knew the statistics. But this wasn't data. This was emotional. This was personal. I could feel it in my gut, the shame. How could we have allowed this to happen? And that moment changed my career. I went from studying one extreme environment to another, from oil reservoirs to plastic polluted soils. I became someone who needed to understand what plastics are actually doing to the land, to water, and to life itself. 1 year later, I returned to Lisle Lyngøy, this time with funding and a research crew. And what we discovered was deeply disturbing. Because the plastic wasn't just lying there. It was changing the island, reshaping the landscape, leaching toxins and microplastics, and altering species behavior. It blocked gas exchange and root growth in soil, and caused the formation and release of methane, a greenhouse gas that is 80 times more potent than CO2. When we removed the plastic, the methane production stopped. The plastics was disrupting soil microbial life, those tiny organisms with the very important mission to decompose that organic matter and recycle nutrients in order to support new life and to keep our ecosystems running smoothly. The very engines of our soil were struggling. The soil was suffocating. This is soil, rich, complex, and alive. A teaspoon of healthy soil contains as many organisms as there are humans on Earth. Imagine that, billions. This is plastic soil. Toxic, suffocating, and seeping greenhouse gases. This isn't theoretical. This is happening right here in Øygarden. We also found something alarming in the waters. Caddisfly larvae normally build their houses out of bits of leaves, tiny twigs, and pebbles. These are juvenile insects that live in water. At Lisle Lyngøy, they were building houses out of plastics. Small, shimmering tubes, translucent pinks and blues. I remember thinking, it's kind of beautiful, but also horrific. Because if the insects are adapting to plastics, what does that mean for them and the ecosystem they belong to? Sometimes, beauty may be dangerously misleading. We often think of plastics as something passive, as something inert, but it's not. You can throw it away, but it doesn't go away. It kills animals. It changes our landscapes and how nature works. Plastic transforms in nature and becomes more toxic and dangerous. It enters our bodies. It whispers to evolution. Is there a future for humans in a plastic world? The question is, are we listening? When we shared our findings with school children here in Øygarden, I expected curiosity, but I didn't expect the wisdom. Because the children understood the plastic problem intuitively. They look past society conformity and question human behavior. They get the urgency and the gravity of the plastic crisis and the need for urgent response. And that's when I realized I want to team up with them. So we started working together. Scientists, architects, activists, teachers, and children. We have set up base in Landro, here in Øygarden, from where we will build knowledge and solutions using our creativity and curiosity. Because the plastic problem is so complex, we need to address it holistically and across society. So from our base, we want to communicate the need for system change. We want to build awareness, but we also want to build hope by learning from the past and investing in the future. The youth. We believe in our ability to make a difference, and we trust humankind to make the changes necessary for a sustainable future with plastics. But we need everybody on board. So make a difference today, in your personal life, in your community, and at your workplace. You can start by reducing your use and consumption of plastics and do your waste handling properly. Future generations will thank you. I started out thinking I could clean up a beach. Now I know that we need to clean up our story. And yes, plastics are useful. It preserves food, saves lives, and enables progress. But we have become careless. And now the Earth is speaking up. The question is, are we listening? Let's not wait until it breaks. I started this story at Lisle Lyngøy, where the grass cracked beneath my feet. I heard it, believe me, loud and clear. And that changed my life. Thank you.